reporting on the early New Kingdom of Egypt. The early New Kingdom of Egypt began around the year 1567 BC. This new kingdom did very well under great warrior kings like Tutmosis III, Amenhotep II, and Ramses II. They also fought nations and won great wealth. There were very few women pharaohs at that time. Queen Hatshepsut was the first woman to rule. Her rule lasted 21 years. She had a temple built in the town of Deir al-Bahari. This temple still stands today, but I bet it could use a good paint job by now. Here is a drawing of her and her architect inspecting the temple. This one. She's right there. There was a tribe that lived in Canaan. The tribe was called the Hyksos, and they invaded and conquered the Egyptians. They were very strong and powerful. They fought with weapons that the Egyptians had never seen before. Some of their weapons were bow and arrows, swords, and horse-pulling chariots. The Egyptians learned it from them and made their own weapons. This allowed them to fight the Hyksos, and this time the Egyptians won. Now, let's speed ahead and time travel 3,465 years into the future. The year is 1898, and it is March. The tomb of Amenhotep II is discovered. It was found by a French archaeologist named Victor Loret. The tomb is one of the most interesting in the Valley of the Kings because the burial chamber was extremely beautiful. The paintings on the wall describe Amenhotep's journey with the sun god through the underworld and his rebirth as the sun rises the next day. The ceiling is painted with blue and gold stars. Here is a picture of the tomb. These two. And the ceiling is right there. The ceiling with the gold and silver stars. This is I think that's the burial chamber.
He's in there. No, he's probably flying.
And that's the ceiling with the gold and silver stars. I hope you enjoy my report on the early New Kingdom of Egypt. Do you have any comments or questions?
I have a question. I don't know if you can answer it or maybe somebody else can, but three of you now have mentioned that they had never seen weapons like bows and arrows and swords. Were they not a warrior people, or what types of weapons did they have? Does anybody know?
Spears? They had
spears.
They used spears.
And they had like those stone knives. Never
Okay.
a real blade.
Okay.
I think it was like the chariots, and they didn't know how to make the harnesses for their horses, so that I think that was the big right. Did Egyptians?
No, I don't think the Egyptians have horses.
They
Before
had
that.
Hyksos brought them.
Yeah.
I think.
One thing too is that the Nile Valley was so fertile. They had everything they needed, and they were fairly peaceful because they had.
That's what I was wondering, if they just hadn't really fought any battles up until that point, if they weren't really a warrior people.
Yeah, I guess so.
Because the Hyksos had an easy victory.
Yeah.